Imagine if you had 3 days left to live. You are on the sick bed in a hospital somewhere. What would give you more comfort? To know that you're going to switch off, that your children, that your friends, that your memories, they mean nothing. That you are essentially an aggregate of atoms, carbon. You're a carbon machine. You're like a snowman, that you can be hacked away and it will just be a rearrangement of atoms. If you are on the bed and you thought, that's it, I'm going to die, I'm going to be rearranged and go back onto the earth. Or if you think that actually there's something more to it than this, there's afterlife. I'm not saying therefore God exists, and this is an argument for God's existence. I'm not making an argument for God's existence. I'm simply saying this level of nihilism or this level of bleakness, lack of meaning, it causes nothing but depression at the highest level, no matter how much money you think you can make.
Do you accept that there is a necessary existence?
I would say that yes.
Then that's God.
But that doesn't have to be God.
Debate over, thank you very much.
No, that does not have to be God. I'm sorry.
No. That's our understanding of God.
You're living your life as an atheist, suggesting that the universe could have been randomly generated the way it is. It's really like this. If I have a big bag of 1 billion letters, and I throw it, and it becomes like Shakespeare's Macbeth. I'm going to do it right now, 1 second. Let me throw it. And then it actually becomes Macbeth. You wouldn't take this kind of probability.
No, but I would.
You wouldn't put your life on this, would you?
No, of course not.
You would not?
No.
If you wouldn't put your life on it, so why are you putting your afterlife on it?
This whole thing is a delusion. It's an unreasonable thing. To believe in God is to be unreasonable. But then the question would be, why is it the case that some of the greatest minds in the Western world reasoned the existence of a God? What's interesting about the case of Aristotle is that he made this point, or he made these arguments before Jesus even existed. I mean, one couldn't argue that, okay, well, he's being influenced by religion, because what religion are we talking about? With Judaism, he wasn't really being influenced by that. Pythagoreanism, maybe, because that's the kind of religion that was around his day. The most pernicious thing that's been put to the table is that this is an unreasonable set of propositions. It's not just Aristotle and Plato, but it's a whole lineup of great Western thinkers from the Hellenistic period, the classical Greek period, all the way up to the Enlightenment period. One of the worst things, I think, most pernicious, is to deem the arguments for God's existence to be unreasonable, otherwise pathological or delusional or something like that.
Atheists can only be uncertain. That's actually a necessary part of their ideology. They can never be certain of their ideology. Tell me how the universe came into existence from nothing and by nothing, ex nihilo. I want to know. Tell me how that's possible metaphysically, ontologically, cosmologically, from first principles. Give me the answer, please. But
if all the atheists were to listen to you by their own will, you have 1 minute, what would you say to them?
I would say to the atheists, let's get real. Because the truth of the matter is this. I personally believe that there are few feminists on battlefields and fewer atheists in falling planes. Consider the following. If you were on a plane that was falling, what would you really be doing? You're in a plane right now and the plane is falling. What would you really be doing? I think there's something deep inside of you which would be calling out to the Creator to help you in that situation, where there's nothing else that you realize that can help you. So why do you need to be put in a situation like that for you to come to the conclusion that God is real? Why don't you know already that God is real? Why don't you live by the fact that God is real? And this is what I would say to the atheists. Let's get real. Let's really get real, because I think deep down, your skepticism and your philosophical positioning is just that. It's philosophical positioning which is convenient for you because you want to avoid certain truths about the world and your purpose. It's no longer time to avoid those truths.